is only the beginning of the third trimester, I'm just really gonna have to be aware and like watch myself. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I do not want that to happen again, especially in a public place. Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be updating you guys on my pregnancy. This is my first week in the third trimester. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so that you can be made aware of when new content is released. I try to post at least twice a week. That doesn't always happen, but I do my best. So today we're going to be talking about the fun stuff. Basically any new changes that have been happening in the third trimester, as well as some symptoms that I might be having in the third trimester versus the second and first. So, where do I begin? Let's talk about this baby girl sass first. So, as I might have mentioned before, we did go and get our 20-week ultrasound, and it was successful. Like, they got pretty much all the pictures that they needed. But this girl, she will not get her hands off her head. She loves to sleep like this, with her hands on her face, and she's like laying on this particular hand, and the ultrasound tech was not able to get a picture of her thumb. Like, we saw her thumb, but we just couldn't get a picture of it, so you kind of need to get all the pieces of the body, just make sure they're all accounted for. And we were also missing a really good shot of her face to confirm that she does not have a cleft lip, and as well as a couple of bones in the arm, because again, she was like tucking it like this. So we had to go back in last Wednesday, and we were finally able to get those shots. She was 8 weeks older, so she was huge in comparison to when I last saw. I was completely shocked. But it was super fun to see her. She was so adorable. You can tell she's getting some chubby cheeks. I personally really loved our ultrasound tech this time. She was really nice and very considerate. She tried so hard to get us a profile picture of our daughter by the end of the ultrasound, but our baby was not cooperating. The girl, she is so active, like she moves a lot, her whole body, the whole time, just like rolling around and kicking, and my tummy would raise up and then drop. She's that active. But she just has this thing where she's still head down. Praise God. But she loves to snuggle. She's head down, but she loves to snuggle towards the left side of me. And she tucks that left arm like this. And then like she'll take her other arm and then like cover her face and contort her head and stuff like that. And she'll just stay there. And so the ultrasound tech was trying to take this profile picture for us, and she's trying everything. She's having me move different positions and everything, and nothing was working. Finally, I had to have been like 15 minutes straight of just trying. She finally moved her head a little bit, like removed both her arms from her face. It's cute because in the pictures you can see her arms slowly like moving like this, and then like moving back to cover her face. It was like a really small window that we were working with, but we got you, girl. So now we have some cute profile pictures of her on our fridge. She's like taken over that fridge. It's covered in baby photos. This is the time when I need to start scrapbooking, because we have too many pictures. Those are memories that we're definitely not going to forget, and she's got lots of personality. It's going to be fun to finally meet her and just see if she like is as active outside the womb, because that's the funny thing is when I think of newborn babies, they're not very active. Like they just kind of lay in your arms and they're so helpless and they cry and they sleep all the time. But when she's inside the womb, like she's all over the place. And I love it. Like that's so cool. Like she's super flexible, just like her dad. Her dad, since he was a really small kid, could like move his legs over his face. And that was the other thing she did during our ultrasound. She literally took both her legs, and we watched her. She took both her legs and folded them over her face. She's been practicing yoga this whole time, and she's gonna have me running circles when she's born. So I would say that so far in the third trimester, I mean, this is my first week in the third trimester, the ultrasound has been the most eventful thing. Besides the fact that she's just so much more active. Instead of little butterflies or flutters in my tummy, it's rolling. Like, she's rolling around, and it's been so much fun that now my husband can interact with her, and she responds to him. It is so cute. I think she's reached that point to where she realizes when you're putting your hands when I'm putting my hands on my tummy, and when he puts his hands on my tummy, and his voice, and when he speaks to her, she responds to that, and it's the most precious thing ever. And it just really lights up his world, just to be able to connect with her and just start building a relationship. I don't know, she probably thinks that he's annoying her because all we can do is just kind of like get in her space and poke and prod at her. We know where her head is and where her little feet are. Her little feet are they're like from my belly button all the way up to my ribs on my right side. So a lot of times we'll just like push on her feet, like push on her toes and stuff. And sometimes she'll stick a toe or a finger up my belly button, and it's the weirdest thing. But it's so cool that she likes to be touched. She likes it when I put my hands on my belly. She responds to that. Mostly when I'm just chilling. Like if I'm walking around the house and doing stuff, it puts her to sleep. If I go for a walk outside or I start chatting with friends for a while, it just puts her to sleep. But as soon as I lay down and I want to rest or I want to go to sleep, that wakes her up, and then she's just yoga all night long. But yeah, it doesn't hurt. Like, that's the nice thing about kicks, is that it doesn't hurt. Only on rare occasions she'll get her feet into a position to where I really believe she is sitting on some kind of organ. And then it can pinch or it can startle me, but it doesn't really hurt, so that's been nice. So a lot of struggles that women go through in the third trimester is worrying about stretch marks. Thank God I have not been struggling with stretch marks yet. I do have some stretch marks, but they're actually on my thighs. That's kind of weird. Like, my thighs are nowhere as big as my tummy has gotten, and my tummy's like sizable. Like, I can show you a little bump date. It's a good sized belly, as you can see, but surprisingly, like, there's no stretch marks there, but there are on my thighs, so it is beginning. So I've never really thought that I would invest into stretch mark creams, but I saw some women using some stretch mark creams that were safe during pregnancy, like just lotions or body butter that was 100% natural or 99% natural. And it's safe to use during pregnancy, and that they claimed or swore by that it works. And I thought, you know what, to be honest, like, the worst that could happen is that it's not going to work. Like, if it's not going to hurt the baby, if it's pregnancy safe, and I can do that research and determine that, then I'm really not going to lose anything by trying it. It's another thing, like, if it's an expensive cream, I wouldn't invest in it, just because who knows if they really work, you know? But if it's like $5 or $10 or $12, to me, like, it's worth it. It's worth to just go ahead and try it. Because if you do get stretch marks and you didn't use cream, you're just gonna blame yourself and be like, why didn't I do something? So I just decided for myself, I wanted to try some stretch marks creams. I just thought, you know, let's just do it. So I found a few that I like. One is a lotion, and it's Palmer's cocoa butter lotion, and a lot of women love this one. They don't like the new formula that they came out with, I think in 2019, like a year ago. At least that's what the reviews say. A lot of women were complaining like, oh, it doesn't work like the last one, it doesn't absorb, it just beads up, which is kind of true. It does bead up, not beat up. But it depends on how you apply it. Like if I use my fingers and I just do a little bit, rub in a little bit at a time, it does absorb properly. But if you're like having a back massage, say, and you're just dousing like your body in this lotion, and you're like rubbing really fast, then it does bead up and it can be pretty gross. You can get it all over your clothes and it's not pleasant. A lot of women complained about the smell, but honestly, it doesn't bother me, and I have pregnancy notes. I've had pregnancy notes pretty strongly since I first got pregnant. So it really, when people do complain about the smell, it's not that it's a toxic smell. I mean, it better not be, because this is a natural, healthy product for pregnancy. But it does smell like almost a glue. And I looked it up, and it's because of the shea butter, or the shea ingredients that's in it. It's just one of the natural ingredients that's in it, and it just has kind of an unpleasant smell at first. It kind of smells like glue, but even though the product is unscented, it still kind of smells like the ingredients that it's made out of, if that makes any sense. I did decide to try 2 products. One was a butter. I tried the Burt's Bees body butter, or belly butter. And it's a really nice luxury item. It was about $12. I just went and picked the last one up at Target. I think all the women right now are having pandemic babies, because like the products I'm looking for are so hard to find. Like I literally bought the last one. So I brought it home, and it's really nice. Like it feels like luxury. You dip your fingers into it, it's silky and buttery. It absorbs well, it just takes time. I really haven't been trying these products for very long. I just got them a week ago. So it's way too early for me to be able to say whether or not this is going to help prevent stretch marks for me, or it's going to heal stretch marks. But I'm really curious and excited to see how this ends up playing out by the end of my pregnancy. And you can continue to use these products during pregnancy and postpartum as well. At least that's what I hear. And both the products that I'm using are safe to use all over your body, even your breasts, but it is recommended that you always wipe it off if you are breastfeeding, or right before you breastfeed. So the second one, so I tried Palmer's. So the Palmer's Stretch Mark lotion is really nice. It has more of a consistency of lotion, unlike the Burt's Bees belly butter. But if you like butter, then that one's probably more for you. I read through a lot of reviews before purchasing these products, just because, I just really wanted to make sure more than anything that it was safe, and it is. So the main consensus that I found out from reading a ton of reviews on both products was, when it comes to the Palmer's lotion, a lot of women were saying that they changed their formula and that they didn't like the new formula. And they kind of gave a tip. They said that the new formula was the one without the green label on it. So I actually bought one with the green label, so I'm hoping that means I have the original recipe that everybody loved and swore by. We'll see about that. So far, I personally like it. But the main complaints with the Palmer's was the scent. They said it was too strong, that people complained that they stank when they wore it, which is really sad. People complained that it wouldn't absorb correctly, which that's not good. And people also complained that it didn't work, which, to be honest, really depends. I feel like a lot of people who write reviews don't mention the fact that they didn't religiously use the product the way or as many times as it needed to be used each day. There's no way to determine whether or not the person used it properly, if that makes any sense. So I try not to focus too much on effectiveness. I mean, a lot of people said that it did work and some said that it didn't. So just kind of weigh it. And like I said before, when a product is like $5, if a product is $35, then yeah, I want it to work. It better work. I better get my money's worth. But if a product is like $5 or like $10 or $12, it's not that big of a deal. Like if it works, hallelujah, the best $5 I ever spent in my life. But if it doesn't, I mean, no biggie. I tried something. So, and then with the body butter, I honestly didn't read too many reviews on that. I think Burt's Bees is a really good brand and anyone can vouch for that. So I just went ahead and tried it. So yeah, I'm excited to see if they actually end up working. So there's one more, this is my last trimester, so we'll just get through it and hopefully stretch mark free. That would be so nice. But just a disclaimer here, there is nothing to be ashamed about stretch marks. If I get them, then I get them. It's just a small price to pay to be pregnant and to carry a life inside of you. And all I really care about at the end of the day is that the baby is healthy and I am healthy. And hey, stretch marks or no stretch marks, I still get my body back when it's all said and done. And I can still take control over how much I weigh, I can work out and feel good about myself. Stretch marks, you know, it's a cosmetic thing. It's something you might have to live with for the rest of your life, but it's a small price to pay to bring a beautiful child into the world. But yeah, if I can prevent stretch marks, I will try. Because I'm a woman and I'm vain sometimes. But yeah, just remember that there's nothing to be ashamed about having stretch marks. If it happens, then it happens. So, while we're on the topic of stretch marks, there is an elephant in the room. The styes in the eyes. I keep getting them. They are so painful, you guys. I had a huge one on the top of my lid. I have another one at the bottom as soon as this one started healing, and it's like mutilating my eyelids. Like, they look bad. A little bit better when I put makeup on. And by the way, I don't have any eye makeup on because I'm trying to not make it worse. But it just a disclaimer, I threw out all my old makeup. I tried everything that I thought might be infecting my eyes, like getting rid of it, throwing it away, so sad, replacing it with hypoallergenic stuff. It's just been a wild goose chase that I keep getting so many styes. And it's like one stye and it gets really big and really painful, and just as it starts to heal, it pops up in a different place. I finally did some research on it, and sounds like hormonal changes can bring it on. Nobody makes the correlation between pregnancy and styes. I feel like there should be, because styes are pimples of the eyes, basically. And acne can be a really big pregnancy sign. Women who have never had acne in their life can suddenly get it when they're pregnant. So why not styes? But that's just my opinion. Like, it's not medically founded in any way, but a doctor did say that hormonal changes can bring on styes. In my case, I think it's probably likely hormones, or I have always struggled with dry eye, so it's possible that my oil glands are dysfunctioning in this eye. And by the way, it's just this eye. It's like this eye gets all the styes. This one's fine. Thank God for that. I have one good eye. But it's like mutilating me. It's like it keeps scarring, and I don't want a bunch of like permanent scars to where you can't see my eye anymore and I can't see So I need to figure out what the cause is. I'm going to try a few different things. Since I'm struggling with dry eyes, I wear makeup less, if not at all. I've got some eye drops. I'm going to start putting those in frequently. And also, a doctor was saying that having a fan blowing in your face or staring at a computer screen for too long can cause oil gland dysfunction. So those are two things I'm going to try to do. Watch less YouTube or Hulu or whatever, and also just change the direction of the fan, because right now at night it's blowing on my face all night long, and I think that that's encouraging gland dysfunction there. So I'm going to change a few things and hopefully that works. If you guys know of any ways that I can, or any measures that I can take to prevent getting any more styes in my eye, please write that down in the comments below. I would really like to hear some advice. But yeah, for now, just have to tough it out. So, where were we? Baby kicking, styes in the eyes, stretch marks. Okay, so this next part of the video is going to be a little bit TMI. So if you're a family member, this is where you sign out. Right here. Because it's going to be a little TMI. Ready? Okay. So some subscribers have asked me if there are any TMI symptoms that I've been experiencing during pregnancy. And I would be lying if I told you that there weren't, because I don't think any pregnancy exists without any TMI symptoms that come along. But I can say that, thank God, I really haven't had anything that's that bad. I haven't had any weird discharge or blood or anything like that. One person asked if I struggle with flatulence during pregnancy, and the answer to that question is, yeah. Sounds unladylike to say, but yeah. It's definitely been, I would say, mid-second trimester into the third is when it started happening. And it does depend a lot on what I eat. So I had a freak week where I actually gained 10 pounds in 1 week. Called my midwife and we're like, okay, that's not good. You know, you need to change your eating habits and start eating less carbs, less sodium, less sugars. And so as a result of that, I changed my diet and really started eliminating pastas and stuff like that for dinner. And I started using substitutes like broccoli and cauliflower. So you can imagine pregnancy and cauliflower and broccoli is the perfect storm. So I have to say that, you know, although flatulence becomes more of an issue during pregnancy, especially for me, my diet has played a huge role. I can't really say it's been that bad for me. So yeah, if you struggle with it, just watch what you eat. You know, maybe hold off on the broccoli and the cauliflower. If you're eating foods that are really fatty, also cut down on that. That can really help to reduce it. And sweets as well, unfortunately. And I have the biggest sweet tooth during this pregnancy. Sorry, there's kids riding their bikes outside. I just wish I was out there with them. It was raining so hard and now the sun's coming out and it's gorgeous and I just want to go for a walk or something. It'd be so nice. By the way, did I mention that our baby has hair? Yeah, when we went to the ultrasound, she showed us there were these long wisps of gorgeous hair on our baby's head. She's not bald. Praise God. I just can't wait. I can't wait to see her. She's so crazy. And she has her daddy's nose. That's so cute. He has this perfect, straight, pointed nose. It's not a pointy nose, but it's just the perfect nose. It's the perfect length. It's the perfect narrowness. It's just a perfect nose. And I was looking at the pictures of her and I'm like, babe, she's got your nose. That is so cute. And yeah, I'm crazy excited to meet her. Okay, so other TMI things that happen during pregnancy. Okay, so this one's actually pretty funny. And honestly and sadly, this can happen to people who aren't even pregnant, who have never even given birth. So I just had this day where baby's head was just putting a lot of pressure on my bladder. Yeah, you probably know where this story's going. And I just really felt like I had to pee. So I went, I relieved myself, and I relieved myself pretty good. At least I thought I did. And the strange thing was, as soon as I was finished, literally, like as soon as I got out of the bathroom, I felt like I had to go again. But I was like, no, I just emptied myself, there's nothing left. So I go into the bedroom and I'm like sitting down and I had to sneeze. I sneezed so big, it's like, achoo! And I peed myself. The baby, man, she puts the pressure on me. It hasn't happened again since, but you know what? This is only the beginning of the 3rd trimester. I'm just really gonna have to be aware and like watch myself. That was embarrassing. I do not want that to happen again, especially in a public place. That's one. I haven't really been going too many places because of the whole COVID thing. But yeah, once I start going out more, like I'm scared that something like that's gonna happen. So yeah, those are the only TMI things I can think of right now. Like I said, like as far as like bodily discharge or blood or anything, like my nose gets plugged a lot. That's pretty much it. Yeah, my nose is pretty much bloody all the time, but that's nothing to worry about. So yeah. So far, the 3rd trimester has been really lovely and exciting. And oh, that's what I forgot to mention. Write down in the comments if and when you started to experience Braxton Hicks. I have been hearing that I probably should have started having Braxton Hicks around 25-ish weeks or 20 weeks, but I have never experienced one. And I'm partly thankful because I would probably freak out and just think I was in labor if I started having them. But at the same time, I'm a little curious, like, it's obviously your body's practicing for later, but I have no idea what a contraction feels like. So I'm actually curious. So I wonder if that's going to start here in the near future. So we'll have to keep an eye out for Braxton Hicks. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have something to show you guys. So shout out to my friend Vita. She got me these adorable little socks that come with the bib, and I am totally in love. I haven't really bought any clothes for her, just a few items, but like this is getting me so excited. I absolutely love it. So Vita, thank you. So I also want to show you something that my husband's mother made. Isn't that just the cutest? It looks like it was store-bought too. It's got a little hoodie, and just look at that. That is so adorable. And the buttons, and the little feet. She's gonna look like a snow angel. So cute. She's so talented, for real. I actually had a ton of yarn, so when me and my husband moved here, I had this huge box of yarns that I just knew I was never going to use them. So I decided, oh, maybe my husband's mother would like to have it. So we gave it to her, and this is what she turned it into. So cool. And she made a little hat to go with it. Isn't that cute? And I love it. So my grandma used to knit us things, and they were cute, they were good quality, and we loved them. But as a kid, I didn't like them because the wool is so itchy. And so I would dread it. I'd be like, oh, grandma made me something else. But our kid is fortunate because grandma stitched in a nice soft fabric to protect from the itchies. So yeah, she thought of everything. She thought the whole thing through. So it's going to be very comfortable and itch free. And then she made another hat to go with it. So cute. Looks like somebody's excited for baby. Thank you guys so much for watching my pregnancy update video. I love chatting with you guys so much, and I hope that you will just write some comments down below for me. If you're pregnant, like what's going on in your pregnancy? What kind of symptoms are you experiencing? What's your journey like? I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon. Bye!